And once again, we have to ask ourselves, where the heck did that week go? Are we at Wednesday already? How is time passing so quickly? Well, the good news is it is Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Wet Nose Wednesday, a Stonebridge Wet Nose Wednesday here on our stream. Thanks for joining us. We're going to find some wonderful pets, some wonderful homes. That's what it's all about. And I love that we've got Leslie back with us. Leslie from the Old Dominion Humane Society. And Les, first, welcome to the show. Love the shirt, by the way. Stay positive.
Trying to. Thank you so much for having us back. We had such a successful week with adoptions last week, thanks in part to you guys. I wish I remember the exact number, but I'm going to approximate it about 30 adoptions last week. And because of that, we were able to bring in a whole other round of dogs this week from various kill shelters throughout Virginia and also a hoarding case. So thank you guys. And we're hoping to do the same thing this week. So let's get to it.
Yes. Yes. And so just by way of retrospect, Peanut, the Chihuahua that we featured, Peanut got a home last week, I take it.
Peanut got a home last week, and the lady that adopted him, which was awesome. Not only did she adopt Peanut, but we had another small dog, kind of looked like, he was another small dog, but the biggest thing is he was blind. She adopted Peanut and Stevie at the same time. So, usually we just adopt one dog per family at a given time, but this was kind of a special situation. So Peanut has a brother and he's blind. So I'm sure Peanut's helping him find his way around the house. So again, thank you for highlighting Peanut last week. The three boys that we met last week, Seth and Harvey and Artie, they're still here with us this week. So if you go back to the broadcast from last week, you can revisit that because they're just as awesome as they were last week. So we're still looking to find them homes. So, and we'll introduce you to some other friends as well today.
That's fantastic. I love it. I do want to remind everybody that at the end of this broadcast, just like previous weeks, we're going to be giving you a keyword, which we'll let Leslie pick at the end of the broadcast to put in on the link on your screen so that you can have a chance to win a $50 Unleashed gift certificate for Petco. So all that in play today. And Leslie, on that note, I want to point out, you're going to see the crawl on the screen to everybody watching. It's going to have the website, the address there on Lafayette for Old Dominion Humane Society. Let's get to our special guests today. Let's find some homes.
So we're going to start with our first guest. He is just under 2 years old, and he's a beautiful boy named Tito. And he is very playful, or he likes to play with other dogs. And he also is just really kind and gentle and quiet too. So, I mean, not that we have a problem with dogs barking, but hey, Tito doesn't bark a lot. So, that's always an added bonus because, if you live in a situation where your neighbor's like, why is your dog barking all the time? Well, we haven't noticed Tito. He seems like a pretty quiet dude. So come on in, Tito. I'll back up a little so you can see him.
Tito is gorgeous.
He does. He has his two colored eyes, one blue and one brown. He's being a little camera shy, but he is sweet as can be. And he has gone home with one of our volunteers who had another dog, and they were playing around in the backyard and tiring themselves out. So if you're looking to, find a friend for one of your current dogs, Tito might be the perfect dog because he certainly loves other dogs. And you can see he's beautiful, and he's ready for winter too because his coat is gorgeous, as you can see.
That's a good winter dog.
Do we need to back up a little? Can you see him?
There you go. There you go, Tito. Yeah. And is Tito full grown, or is he got some room?
Tito is full grown. He's just a little under 2 years old. So at this point he is full grown, but he's not a puppy anymore, but he's still a young boy. So yeah. So come meet Tito. He would love to meet you, I'm sure. And just a reminder from last week, the biggest thing I would say is anytime you want to come meet one of our dogs or volunteer for us or foster for us or donate, just go to that website, olddominionhumanesociety.org. That's where you can do everything that pertains to us. So,
and I love what you said at the open of the broadcast is so important. First off, a banner week, we had 30 adoptions from there, and that's huge. And what it does, not only do we find wonderful pets, wonderful homes, but it frees up the facility, like you said, to bring in more dogs from kill shelters to rescue them and find them homes. So it's really just a forward moving scenario that we're trying to get on board.
Exactly, because that's one thing as we wait for our next dog. I was just going to say, when I started volunteering here and fostering here, it's like you get into the mindset, like after we've had a really great week, whoo, that was a busy week. We're done, but you're never done because there's always
No.
more dogs to rescue. So we get dogs placed and then we save more dogs. So yeah, it has been a busy week. And one thing we say is not only our facility, but we're also hoping to grow our foster family group. So this coming Sunday here at Old Dominion on Lafayette Boulevard, between 11 and 3, we're having a foster fair. So if you've ever thought about fostering, this is the perfect time to drop in. Like us current fosters are going to be here. We're just going to, I think hopefully the weather will be great. We'll be outside. You can meet some of the dogs. We'll answer all your questions about fostering. So 11 to 3 on Sunday, foster fair. And our next friend has arrived.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll back up so you can see him. So this is Mickey. Can we see Mickey? Can you see Mickey, Nicole? Can you see him, Steve? Am I far enough back?
Yes.
Oh, good. Yes. So this is Mickey. The one thing about Mickey we love so much is he will stare at you adoringly. All right. So if you love just the look of love, that is Mickey for you. He's a very sweet boy. He's a tail wagging boy. Mickey is, we guesstimate his age between 3 and 5. Okay. One thing special about Mickey is that he is heartworm positive. But in Mickey's case, his heartworm treatment is going to be paid for by a grant. So if you come in and you fall in love with Mickey, and just know that we are going to get him treated for heartworms, or if you adopt him, you will be able to get him treated for heartworms, but the grant will pay for that. So you don't have that financial burden on you. Heartworms are definitely, something that we all kind of, especially in rescue, that we deal with, because if you don't prevent heartworms, dogs that are outside a lot or stray, and it can happen from mosquito bites, and then the worms, the larvae, they hatch and they grow in their heart and they cause heart damage. So as soon as we find out a dog has heartworms, we want to make sure we get those heartworms killed because we don't want to damage the heart of the dog. So Mickey will be getting treatment. So that, like I said, by a grant. So don't let that scare you away because he is ready to be adopted. You would just bring him to the vet for those 2 days and his heartworm treatment would be provided. But he's great. A sweet, sweet boy.
And that is important information because people hear something like, oh, heartworm positive, and the dun 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 sort of fires off in the back of your head.
Right.
And people don't necessarily, unless you're a pet owner and have experience in that department, know that in many cases it's very treatable and it's obviously also preventable. So that's important.
Exactly. So if you have a dog at home, I'm sure you've heard it a million times from your vet or your friends, but heartworm treatment really, or prevention really is important because, if your dog does get heartworms, you may not notice it until something very catastrophic happens. So, knowing is the key. So, all right, our next friend is very enthusiastic to be on the show. His name is Jack. Hopefully we can get him to stop and give you a little pose and some love. So this is Jack. Jack is probably about 1.5 years. Come here, buddy. Hi. And he is a nice, solid, friendly boy. Yep. He's also very playful and loving and enthusiastic. And he is looking for a home. Probably needs some good exercise. So in case with Jack, you don't necessarily have to have a fenced in yard, but if you do, that might be a good fit for him. Or if you're somebody who loves to run or walk a lot, he would probably love that very much too. So, but yeah, that's Jack. He's got a ball in his mouth right now.
Jack looks like he's got a theater background. He kind of has the whole Phantom of the Opera mask thing working there.
He does. Isn't he gorgeous? He has gorgeous coloring. So
he is beautiful.
He is. And he is, like I said, he's very sweet and enthusiastic. He's got a little tan in there too. But yeah, wow. He's all ready to go home as well. He actually just got neutered yesterday, but as you can see, he bounced back very quickly from that. So
he doesn't look like he's holding a grudge.
No, he's not holding a grudge, and he's definitely not sedated anymore. So he's ready to go. Yeah. So and as a reminder, if you weren't watching last week or you weren't listening last week, on Wednesdays we do adoption by appointments, and the best way to get an appointment is to go to the website that we talked about. And then on Saturdays in the mornings we do it by appointment, but in the afternoons, usually from 2 to 4, sometimes a little bit longer, we do open adoption. So if you don't have an appointment, but you just want to drop in, that's usually, like I said, from 2 to 4 on Saturdays. Come on in. You can meet the dogs that we have here. We try our best to obviously have all the dogs here at the center, and then we try to have our fosters bring their dogs in as well, so that you can meet as many dogs as you want to on a Saturday. So we'll be here this Saturday for open adoptions. So,
and if you're just joining us on this broadcast, I do want to point out 30 adoptions last week after Wet Nose Wednesday. We're shooting for 30 or more this week too. So as we go forward, please join our party and give a pet a home if you can.
Now, one thing I noticed is that these past couple weeks, we keep showing you boys, boys, boys. All right. Well, guess what? I have a girl for you. All right. Now,
all right.
Luna is a case. I think we talked about this last week. If you adopt from Old Dominion Humane Society and you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to, relinquish your dog for any reason, no matter what that reason is, not only do we ask, but we require that you bring the dog back to us. So Luna, who's coming out, she is 7 years old. She was adopted out 7 years ago by us as a puppy. She's obviously full grown now. And I'm pretty sure that home situation changed and they maybe had a small baby. But anyway, Luna is back. So once an Old Dominion dog, always an Old Dominion dog. But like I said, she is one of those who comes to us as she was a family dog or she was a house dog. So, she especially would just probably transition very quickly and very easily into a new home because that's where she's coming from. So come here, Luna, let's show. And she's a beautiful girl. You just saw her picture, but here she is live and in person. Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, wow.
That's Luna. And again, she's very sweet and enthusiastic. Hi, baby. How are you this morning? She has beautiful coloring as well. Hi. Good girl.
Luna would be just a wonderful family pet, wouldn't she? Because she just seems like she would be great. And maybe I'm speaking out of school here, but with kids and with everybody in the house.
Yeah, so Luna is a good girl. The one thing that we've noticed about Luna is, she's an enthusiastic walker. So let me say that I personally would recommend for Luna, if you're going to, hopefully have her out and exercise her, use a harness with her. I especially, if you've ever heard of what they call an easy walk harness made by Pet Safe, I totally recommend those. But then you have much more control of the dog because she is an enthusiastic walker. So what we say about Luna is that if you're going to come adopt her, sweet, but she definitely needs someone who's got a good pack leader mentality. Okay. So, if you have experience with dogs, Luna would be a great dog for you. Or if you just, it doesn't mean you have to have experience with dogs, but you definitely have to know, hey, I'm the pack leader. You're my girl. And, we're going to do things my way, not your way, Luna. But she is a good girl. Right. I don't want you to think that she's not a good girl. She just,
sure.
If she might walk all over you if you let her. So don't let her.
Hey, I get what you're saying. I was told a long time ago, this isn't even a joke, that I have to be very careful if and when I get a dog, because many dogs are simply smarter than their owners. And it was pointed out to me that I got to be careful because I'm going to get a dog that is far smarter than I am. And he's going to outsmart me out of the house, get into everything, be able to open doors, do all of those things.
So are you looking for a dog, Steve? Huh?
I love animals. I got to be honest. I've got a cat at the house right now, but Holly and I have been talking a lot about, you know what? This is a good time if you've been thinking about this, because if you're working from home in this era that we're living in right now, a lot of people are. This is a great opportunity, if you've been thinking about it, to have that one-on-one time that a dog, a puppy would certainly need for you to condition them into the new environment, get them housebroken if they're not, get them the extra exercise and balance that they need, right? This could be a good time for a lot of folks.
It is a great time, and that you hit the nail on the head on that perfectly. And on the flip side, I'm totally agreeing with all of those things. I will say this as well, just as some advice while we're waiting for our last friend to come out. Yes, you're spending much more time with your dog because you're home, or maybe your kids are virtual school, so they're around more often, and that makes that whole so much easier. You say is if you spend all your time with your dog and you do plan on going back to work or going to school, make sure that when you are home that you also transition them into you going back to work or you not being around, so that they don't develop separation anxiety. So that's the one thing. Even though you're home, after you guys have settled into your routine, give them a little bit of time alone in their crate, or don't spend every waking hour with them, so that when you do go back to work, they're not like, where did you go?
Oh, that makes good sense.
Yeah, because they they get used to you being around, so they need to get used to you being gone a little bit too. So,
That's
um,
very good advice.
so we originally were going to have a different puppy, but he ended up having to go get neutered today. So that was priority number one. Sorry, guys. But
Okay.
all of our dogs are spayed and neutered, chipped, and fully vetted when you adopt them. So we're hoping LeBron, who was going to be on, he needed to go back and get his business taken care of. So what I'm bringing out to you instead is a different puppy. But I wanted to talk about puppies because obviously what we've shown you are full-grown dogs, young, and we had Tito, who was just a little under 2, and then we had Luna, who I would call middle-aged at 7. But we did talk last week how we do have puppies, and sometimes those puppies come from mamas that we have, and you can adopt them pretty young. But then we also get puppies that are a little bit older. So Frankie, who is coming out right now, is an 8-month-old puppy, and there's something to be said about these little bit older puppies. It's still all the joy and fun of a puppy, but yet they have a little bit more wisdom under their belt, I should say, so maybe they're not quite as messy, or maybe they're not chewing quite as much. So all those things that come with a puppy, by 8 months, maybe some of that's starting to die down a little bit. Can't guarantee it, but all the fun of a puppy in a little bit older package. So this would be Frankie, and he's about 8 months old. And here he is getting a treat. Hi, Frankie. Can you say hi? So you can see he still probably has some growing to do, but he's definitely not a tiny puppy. But he is lots of fun, loves to play with other dogs and interact with other dogs. And he is totally ready to be adopted. So if you're looking for a puppy, check out Frankie because he's ready to go home.
Wow.
And
Frankie could have been named Oreo as well. It looks like he's black with a white belly.
Yes, exactly. And you can see he's full of lots of love and loves the attention and the treats. So, and one other thing I do want to mention, when you do adopt a puppy from Old Dominion Humane Society, we do require that you guys take your puppy to some sort of puppy training class. Okay. I think, it's not like you have to go 5 times a week. It's just usually like a 4 to 6 week program where you go once a week and just get the basics of, again, how to be the pack leader for that puppy so that they don't walk all over you as they get bigger, so that they know that you are the pack leader and that you establish the rules. And it just makes for a really good relationship between you and your new puppy. So, but yeah, come check out Frankie because he is looking for his forever family. And, who doesn't love a puppy? Come on, we all love puppies.
Right. Oh, wow. Leslie, I got to say, once again, hitting it out of the park. Wonderful animals. We want to find as many homes as we can. 30 last week. Fantastic. We want to have another 30 plus this week. And by the way, you get to choose now. This happened last time. I let you choose one of the dog's names for the keyword for everybody to put in at the link on your screen so that you'll be in the running for a $50 Unleashed gift certificate for Petco. Great products and services for pets. So, Leslie, I will defer to you to choose a name, which will be the keyword for today. What is that?
Okay, we're going to go with Luna this week, okay? Since, like I said, I keep bringing all of the boy dogs. Luna was our one and only female today, or these past 2 weeks. So we'll go with Luna, Luna. She'll be our keyword. We're certainly hoping to find Luna a home as soon as possible because, like you said, she came from a home. So that's really where she wants to be. So, and I know she's grateful that like I said, she's a beautiful dog. And, so hopefully everybody will think of Luna and somebody will, whoever wins the $50 gift card can come adopt her and then go get her some great toys.
That's fantastic. Leslie, can't thank you enough. All the great work you do. Old Dominion Humane Society right there on Lafayette. You passed it 100 times. It's a great facility and we want to make as much room for more dogs as we can.
Absolutely. And we thank you guys again for having us on and helping us to do that this week. Because we, like I said, brought in a ton of new dogs because we were able to adopt so many dogs out last week. So thank you again. And we will see you again soon.
Yes, we will. Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate the time. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye, Steve. Thank you.
Bye.